Kingdom Outkasts podcast is a platform for us to simply express our thoughts, opinions, and experiences concerning our faith and events around the world. We're here for your entertainment, encouragement, and edification of the body. We're humans like yourself and are not the final authority of views expressed. Only the Most High Yah is. Feel free to agree, disagree, edify, question, and comment however you're led to in the comments. We are many members of one body under Messiah and look forward to communing as a family with mutual respect. Shalom and enjoy the pod. Kingdom Outcast.
FEMA camps.
That's exactly how those YouTube videos used to be. I swear it'd be the first line.
Yeah. Oh
FEMA! Welcome to the Kingdom Outcast podcast. We are your hosts. My name is Deja. And we have...
Elijah, Eliyahu,
Mashak, Brennan, Ahadin, Ashar, Mashak.
That's a mouthful.
That's a mouthful.
Yeah,
And this is episode 14. Woohoo!
Yes.
Here
Episode
in the
14.
building.
Yeah. Was definitely glad to be back.
Yes, I've missed you guys. How has your week been? Or the last 2 weeks, I should say. What have you been up to? What's new in your life?
Well, I celebrated a holy day with the brews. That was fun. Hosted by yours truly.
Deja
And,
was so hospitable.
So hospitable. Had some great beef brisket and yeah, it was a great time. Feast of Trumpets. And then we got Feast of Tents coming up, but you know, life's been good. I passed an exam for investing license.
Congratulations. That's a huge deal.
It's huge. Now I can move money. That's what I tell people I do. I just move people's money. So I'm not going to advertise my services, but...
Can you clean it?
I can tell you how. Yes, and then, yeah, but I've been working a lot and, you know, just trying to get more of my entrepreneurial grind so that I don't have to work for the man anymore. I'm so tired of working Saturdays. Oh my gosh, like guys, you don't understand. It's just, it really hurts my being.
And once that Shabbat rest, man.
Yeah, literally. And like, I was watching this this video from this brother, and he was talking about how, you know, the Christian Catholic churches tried to make Sunday the Sabbath, which it really hasn't. Like, God's word has never changed on Saturday, the sixth day being the Sabbath. And I just got so convicted after that. So I'm like, man, I need to switch roles, you know, so I don't have to work Saturdays anymore. But all praise be to the Most High for, you know, my bills always being paid. I have health. And, you know, I'm just grateful for life. And, yeah. I'm 26, so I'm feeling a lot older. Body-wise, you know, my knees hurt.
Still in prime.
Your knees
26 was my prime, for real.
Elijah's knees are not hurting because he's old. His knees are hurting because he's running 40 miles a week.
And he's leaving.
On concrete.
And he's leaving social events early to work out in the morning.
Yeah. Discipline,
Which is a big no-no in Brandon's book.
I know.
I mean, I get it.
Yeah.
But it's just like, we enjoy your company. Your presence is noticeably missed.
Brandon did miss you. He's like, why did Elijah leave?
I
Work in the morning.
will put this in my back pocket for future events and not leave. I will not be the first to leave. I'll maybe be second or third.
Heard.
Or maybe just wrong when you leave. But life's been good. No complaints.
Excellent.
Oh yeah, and I got my iced coffee that I made here.
That iced coffee is scaring me just because it was full. It's huge. It's like you're drinking 4 coffees.
Yeah, it's a lot, but it's okay.
Okay.
He's gonna be vibrating on his couch in a second.
Listen, I gotta get my iced coffee game and my coffee game correct, you know. So when I get married, you know, my wife's like, oh yeah, I'm going to Starbucks. No, baby, we're going to E-Bucks. All right.
I love how everything ties back to that for you. You're like, I'm getting my iced coffee game stronger for my wife. Like,
yeah, she's a lucky woman, whoever she is.
absolutely.
That's funny. Well, life has been cool. Busy, man. Busy. We've been really taking care of my Shabbats and resting. I honestly, I actually didn't even make Shabbat service last week. And then this week I thought we were having it, but we're not because, our congregation's kind of linked up in Eastman for a Feast of Trumpets. But, Deja came through with the Friday night move. Very hospitable, lived all the way out, just the middle of nowhere though. I was dozing off on the way back home for driving, but it was a good time, man. Shout out to Harold, man. I feel like Harold came through and really contributed very well to the Feast of Trumpets.
Yes.
Glad you got your practice in, and he's posted some videos of him actually his trumpet working now.
Oh.
Yeah. I had my trumpet too. Shout out to Gabby for the gift. Yeah, man, it was great. Just communing with that. Other than that, man, my life has just been work, man. Been work, busy with clients, a lot of new clients. Training some couple kids again, which I really enjoy.
I saw that actually.
Yeah.
With that kid was playing baseball.
Yeah. Training him, and now I got this new kid, a little Indian kid. Want to lose. He's even younger. Want to lose the love handles, and get fit. So I love seeing kids start young. But I'm right now I'm just looking forward to Feast of Tabernacles, going out camping. That's gonna be fun, man.
That's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to that too.
Yeah. Oh, you pulling up?
Yeah, I plan to.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
We'll be teaching.
Yeah, the old folk want us to teach, man.
What?
Yeah, we'll be teaching. We're teaching.
The elders.
Elders,
Want us to
I'm
teach.
just a girl. I'm just gonna watch.
No,
Just a girl.
I'm just a girl. I'm just
You know what? To be honest, I've been learning, based off the Book of Remembrance, women actually have a were the ones to establish education before the flood. The Most High used women to establish teaching and education in the flood.
That's very about right.
Mind you, the 66 books that never talks against women teaching. That verse that people use for Paul had to more do with there was witches and crazy stuff going on in the congregation. They just wanted to calm it down for real. But
uncovered women.
Yeah.
I didn't know that though, because we had a conversation. Maybe it was after I left, because at church we had a conversation about what the plan kind of is for Feast of Tabernacles. I didn't know they wanted us to teach.
Yeah.
I mean, not all of us. I mean, maybe just a couple of us. Really. Excuse me, y'all. A couple of us. Maybe. But I'm sure it's not like they want to hear every single person. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. We'll see. Right.
Just talking points.
Yeah, talking points.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, man, not too much going on in my life, man. Just been busy with clients and work, really. Just working on dropping some body fat. Not like I have been for the last year, but I keep tripping. So actually making progress now. So yeah. What's up with you, Deja?
Me, I've been doing some good self-work, I would say. I'm really big on organization, so I've been trying to improve my level of organization to be even greater, so that I'm being very efficient with my time and just so I can feel like I'm on top of everything. I'm someone who does really like structure and a schedule. I literally, for example, prefer to clean my house on Thursdays, every Thursday. So just that adds some kind of peace for me. So I'm just
Structure,
doing that.
planning.
Yeah, if I clean my house on Thursday, then if anyone comes by over the weekend, the house is already clean. But if I clean on Tuesday, then it's not gonna be freshly clean by the weekend.
Yeah.
It's just a thing. So I've been just trying to be really organized on top of all my little things. I've been cooking a lot. I made some literally amazing chicken biscuits from scratch, and it changed my life. I was I love making biscuits.
You put chicken in the biscuits?
Well, it was a fried chicken biscuit. It was a Chick-fil-A biscuit.
Gracious.
All I was just home, and I just had a chicken breast that I needed. Oh, I forgot.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
Anti-chicken.
I'm not anti. My body is anti, not my soul.
Okay. I just fried up some
I can't
chicken,
imagine
invited a few friends over. My brother was here,
Ooh.
and we slammed on that. And so one of my passions in life is cooking for other people. So I so enjoyed getting to host Feast of Trumpets. We had a bonfire at my parents' house, and I did roast beef sliders, salmon sliders, and then like kale and spinach salad.
We had some shrimp,
Salad was
crab. We had a little bit of pork chop.
Unholy.
Stop boiling. I'm joking.
Okay. It's all clean, olive bread.
Yes.
And so yeah, that was a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed meeting Dina, Harold's wife. He speaks highly of her, speaks of her all the time. This is the first time I actually got to meet her, so that was awesome. And hearing a little bit about their story and how they came together. So I just so enjoyed that night. Everything about it was amazing. Kasey got to come, the babies. I just had a great time.
Yeah, did a lot of reading, a lot of educating.
Yes.
Yeah, man, it was good, man. It was real good. We got to do more things like that for real.
Yeah, so I would say
And utilize the group chat to organize instead of using Brendan as a middleman for everybody.
which I honestly felt like you being the middleman was efficient.
You're a great middleman.
Just go straight to the
stress
point,
on
like-
me. Dealing with
Stress.
people. Why do I have to? I'm always put in positions to like manage people, but I guess.
It was just straight to the point. Because in the group chat, it's like, what if someone missed it and then they like felt like they didn't get invited? I like to invite people directly. I like to feel, if someone invites me somewhere, I like to feel like they're pretty directly cared to extend the invite. Like, they didn't just throw in
I feel that.
on their Instagram story and they're like,
Yeah,
I invited you. Like, no, did you call me? Like, did
Yeah.
you text me? Like,
Yeah.
so Brandon is everyone's friend.
I don't think that. This is where my humility kicks in. I don't care. If it hits the group chat, cool, you invited me. Like, I remember it was the picnic we had, our buddy in the group chat, Christian Amir or whatever, he was like, oh, you invite me, bro, I invited the group chat. Will you invite me? I'm like, it's just like, bro, like, I don't know, it's like, I don't know, for me, it's like, who do I think I am?
He wanted a direct invite.
Yeah.
But I guess, I don't know.
I wouldn't take offense to it. Like, if like it's like, okay, you need to look at the group chat, and if you see it in the group chat, that means that you're invited, But like, it's not like I wouldn't bring it up to you, be like, dude, why didn't you invite me? You did invite me. It was in the group chat. You invited everybody. That's in the group chat.
Now, if you put it on mute or something, then that's on you.
Plus, I felt like I got a better idea of who was actually going to come by having you invite people and you let me know.
Wait, say what?
I got a better idea of a head count of who would really come by you directly inviting people and then letting me know who said they're going to come.
Y'all pray for me, y'all, because apparently the Most High is going to keep throwing me in situations where I have to deal with a lot of people.
Yes, he is.
And I don't like it. I feel like Jonah a lot of times, but life is gonna turn into hell if I don't do what I'm supposed to do, right? So yeah.
So you're gonna continue to be that person for us.
All right, precept.
But yeah, so that's how it's been. I feel like I've been super productive, very efficient. The last few weeks I've worked lots of hours. I've gotten some good things done, and unfortunately the bird is with us today.
Well, let's move along before
Yeah.
she goes crazy.
Yeah.
All right, so we're ready to talk about the precepts.
Yes, let's get into it.
Okay, so this week I chose a classic for our precept. It is a classic. This is the one, like one of those ones that you learn in Vacation Bible School, in Sunday school. This is one of the first, I guess, precepts that you teach children, and it is about love. So I'm going to be reading from 1 Corinthians 13.
The whole chapter.
I think I'm going to read from 13 to... Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and knock out the whole chapter.
Oh.
It's not long.
It's like 15 verses. Go for it, fam.
I may speak in tongues of men, even angels, but if I lack love, I have become merely a blaring brass.
I'm sorry. I didn't get to the verse yet. And you said, I may speak in tongues, and I automatically thought, how am I going to edit that into the video? I'm like, I got to edit a whole chapter to the video. How am I going to edit speaking in tongues? I'm an idiot.
Oh, you thought I was literally
I'm like, how am I going to edit? How am I going to translate?
That is funny.
Okay,
so I will
my bad.
not be speaking in tongues today.
Okay.
Unfortunately for us all.
Okay, go for it.
I may speak in tongues of men and even angels, but if I lack love, I've become merely a blaring brass or a cymbal clanging. Okay, I'm sorry. Kind of butchered that.
Yeah.
I may have the gift of prophecy. I may fathom all mysteries, know all things, have all faith, enough to move mountains. But if I lack love, I am nothing. I may give away everything I own. I may even hand over my body to be burned. But if I lack love, I gain nothing. Love is patient and kind, not jealous, not boastful, not proud, rude, selfish, not easily angered, and it keeps no records of wrong. Love does not gloat over other people's sins, but it takes delight in the truth. Love always bears up, always trusts, always hopes, always endures. Love never ends. Prophecies will pass, tongues will cease, knowledge will pass. For our knowledge is partial, and our prophecy is partial. But when the perfect one comes, the partial will pass. When I was a child, I spoke like a child, I thought like a child, I argued like a child. Now that I've become a woman, I have finished with childish ways. For now we see obscurely in the mirror, but then it will be face to face. Now I know partly, then I will know fully, just as God has fully known me. But for now, 3 things last: trust, hope, love, and greatest of these is love.
Alright, pause. You know our fathers are complaining about.
Getting away from birth.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah.
So 19.
Brady, you were being so quiet all day. I thought you literally were sleeping. But you're not. You're being a jerk.
She wanted to converse and talk and laugh with us and all that.
Yeah, she heard us having a good time.
Yeah. And you start talking about angels.
Show the camera the bird.
For anyone out there who wants to know, this is my famous birdie. Her name is Teal the Real Deal, because she's beautiful. Ouch! Teal, that was mean! Anyways,
And
she's the
Kobe's
cutest
words,
thing ever.
"I'll eat it."
I'm sorry, Birdie. I know you don't like being put on Black Street like that. Bye, guys.
Peace out, nigga.
Deuces.
Maybe I should have got a lizard. Much quieter. Today's been trying.
Trying. And action. 1 Corinthians 13.
1 Corinthians 13.
Love.
So, what does that precept mean to you all? How does that resonate with you, your view of love, and how you approach
Them stairs took you
faith
out,
through?
huh?
I'm gonna get back to running.
Right. Oh boy.
Yeah, so what do we think about that? Faith through love. What does love mean? And why is the love the most important of all things?
Because Yah is love, simply. I mean, you can't have love without Yah at the end of the day. And so yeah, that's what I got.
You know, for me, it's God loves us so much that He gave His only Son, Jesus Christ. And whosoever shall believe in Him shall not perish but have everlasting life. And I think that's the ultimate form of love. First off, to manifest yourself in the flesh, and to literally die for humanity, for all the sinners of the world, for your creation, because we are so ratchet and so sinful, and to experience death, and then to be risen again. I think it's like that's love, and it's the one thing that we really need, not just in today's day and age, but like just as we fellowship, as we seek to grow in life, as we seek to like just love others. I guess I can't use that word for it. Just interact with others. Like we need to love others, and sometimes love hurts. I think that churches have beaten this verse up so much to where it's like love is allowing people to do whatever their heart feels, but in reality, like love is telling people the truth, and love is like loving someone so much that you're willing to tell them the truth, whether they're gonna like it or not. I think that's real love, because you think about it in totality. Like if you just let someone keep sinning and you say that you love them, how can you say that you love them and they keep sinning, and the wages of sin is death, and that's going to an eternal hell? Like you should have enough love in your heart to like be able to like lovingly tell them that what you're doing is wrong.
Right.
But love it's very vital. It's very vital to our walks. So yeah, what's the Hebrew word for love?
I really appreciate how this verse goes into detail, so you don't have any room for confusion. Like, for me, when I read this, I'm like, okay, I can be honest with myself. Have I been patient? Have I been kind? Have I displayed rudeness? Have I displayed selfishness? Like, it's so direct to the point where it's like, I have no choice but to consider this and change course if my version of love is not aligning to what this says. And so this is one of those verses that you kind of gotta continue to go back to. Like, you can never get enough of this passage. Like, you can never not need to reread this. This is something that I have to remind myself of continuously. And I think that once I do continue to try to actually like align my behavior and the way I interact with other people and the way that I am in the workplace, how I am at church, how I'm in social life, as long as my behavior is aligning to what is here, I'm right, I'm correct, I'm in the right. But as soon as I go too far to the left, too far to the right, okay, now it's time to redirect and remind myself what love is, and what is the point of all of this anyway? Like, what is the point of having people in your life if you're always frustrated with them? Or what's the point of having a romantic relationship with someone but you're oftentimes rude to them? Like, the point of love is that mutual feeling of pleasantness. So there's kind of no way around it. Like, there's no excuse not to be loved.
Yeah.
Word. So so there's a couple words for love. We have love the verb, we have love the noun. So we're gonna go with love the noun. Ahava. Alright, ahava. That's Strong's 160. It is NASB translation, love sick, lovingly. It comes from the word ahab, A-H-E-B, Strong's 157, which is to love, beloved, dearly loved, friend, friends, love, lover, lovers, love, loving, show your love, shows love. And so, pretty, be loved like a friend, or to have affection, like. So yeah, there's definitely a couple of different, words here, nouns, adjectives, not adjective, noun, and verb. So yeah, that's what I got for Hebrew word.
Yeah.
Good. I will admit that word is not easy to pronounce.
Ahaba?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like real guttural.
Good thing we have Brandon.
Yeah, thank the Lord.
Or we would just probably take that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of actually different Hebrew words for love.
Okay.
You have rakam, which is to love, have compassion, have mercy, have compassion, have pity, mercy, obtained, compassion. Oh, Strong's 7355, by the way. Surely have mercy, ruhama, and then that comes from rakam, the denotive verb 7356, compassion, deeply, mercy. So there's a lot of different words for love.
Yeah.
Depending on how you use them. So when we really see the word love in the Bible, we need to look to see, okay, which adjective fits this the most,
Right.
or which form of love.
Yeah.
I mean, Ohab 159, which is right before 160, caresses or which. It's a noun.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot. I can't even go through all of it. There's a lot of actually different words for love here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay, cool.
So the last few weeks, I've been seeing a little bit of buzz about, of course, the presidential debates. I don't know if you guys are interested in politics. For me, I think that I don't know if I believe that elections are truly the whole electoral college, and even if it is pre-planned, I kind of subscribe because I want to see what they're doing and why. So, did you guys watch the presidential debates? Were you interested enough to tune in?
No.
Comedy hasn't always been my genre I go for, but
That was a good one. Good joke. Comedy. I didn't watch the presidential debates. I did see some clips of it of Ramaswamy kind of getting a lot of love, and I saw one clip of what did they say? They were talking about self-made people, and the question that the prompter asked was, raise your hand if you are self-made, and Ramaswamy he raised his hand immediately, and then DeSantis had raised his hand sheepishly. So I thought it was, and there was a couple other questions that were asked that was that made me view DeSantis as more of a follower, but it's it's all part of the what is it? What is that? What is the show? What's the show? The puppet show. What's it called?
Yeah, pretty much.
it's a charade. I don't know.
No,
It's just a theater production.
Yeah, it's really a theater production in my opinion. Ever since, and this is recently. But when Biden got elected, I was like, there's no way that we're actually electing presidents. Now, I know a lot of people were for Biden, but then I started to think back. I'm and reeling back, back even to Obama.
I was going to say one thing though, I am willing to admit, and it's okay if you guys just go ahead and crucify me, I did vote for Biden. I wouldn't do it again, but I did. And he actually did. My parents got over $100,000 of student loans forgiven.
Oh wow.
Wiped clean, literally, they owe $0. They owed over $100,000, and they just found out about 2 weeks ago that all their student loans have been forgiven because it met the requirements for how old is the debt. And I guess there was a lawsuit going on with the lenders because they feel like they were doing some nefarious things with people's debt. And so I will say that my family has actually physically reaped that benefit.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's all praise to the Most High.
And I'm willing to talk about politics. I'm willing to speak on it hypothetically. Say I believe that all of this, what they're doing, is real. I'm willing to speak from that perspective. For me, I think someone like DeSantis genuinely does not have a chance because he's going, in a sense, the followers of DeSantis are really just Trumpers.
Yeah.
So he's like the
Trump Jr.
Yeah. He's like off of Trump's branch type of thing. So anyone who votes for DeSantis is willing to vote for Trump.
Yeah, and if Trump's gonna be running, then they're just gonna vote for Trump.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I don't think. And then Nikki Haley and
I think she has a good shot.
What's the guy's name you just mentioned?
Vivek versus Ramaswamy, I think.
Yes, this might sound.
I think he.
Racist a little bit.
Oh.
I don't see
We can't be
why.
racist. We can only be prejudiced because we don't have the power yet.
Okay, so this may sound prejudiced
And everybody's prejudiced.
a little bit.
So get off your high horse.
I don't
'cause you're
see
prejudiced
the
too.
United States of America having an Indian American president because it
Is she
doesn't
Indian or
reflect.
native? I don't
She's
even know.
Indian.
Okay, got it.
Both of them are.
Or
I don't
now,
understand-
or now
No,
since
she's
they're
no,
changing
not
the
Native
name.
American. They're Asian Indians. Both of them.
Well,
Nikki
they're-
Haley's Asian?
Yes.
Oh wow,
Asian
I thought she was
Indian.
just a white woman.
Was it?
No.
Well, they're changing the name
Both
now.
of them are Indian American, like from the country. So that's not reflective, in my opinion. You're never gonna have, like, the president of China really be like Korean Chinese. Like they're gonna be Chinese. So
Yeah,
I mean,
well,
I don't see why
She's actually-
America's a melting pot.
why our president would be from another country.
she's actually technically Bharatian now since India's changing their name to Bharat, which means fire.
Interesting.
They're changing the name.
India, it's like their old ancient name, Bharat,
Mm.
which means fire.
You know,
So
Is
she's
that-
Russian.
as I think about this, I mean, it's
Right.
literally
She's-
like
parents are immigrants from another country. Why would we elect a president who immigrated here from another place?
my argument for her being at least in the vice president or what's the third joint? Speaker of the House.
Mhm.
Is her ties with the United Nations, and this is me thinking, not hypothetically about politics and like that everything's not planned. Like, we know that the UN wants to push a one world agenda, one government agenda.
Mhm.
Who better than the secretary who that was her previous role? That's my thinking. And also you got the feminist movement, you know, that would appease a lot of people. So could I see, like, I really do think that Trump is, like, that's just a show that they have going on with his indictment, and like, he's not actually gonna really go to jail, but I can see him picking her as a VP. I know he's not gonna pick Pence again because Pence is,
He's turned his back on him.
he's turned his back on him, and he's not gonna pick Ramaswamy. You know,
No.
I do think he's very, like, the Ramaswamy. I think he's very he's extremely intelligent, and like he knows how to articulate his points very well, and like he also is able to see on the other sides of, like, you know, from a democratic perspective. Like, I saw a clip of him talking to a cisgender person, and they were asking him what he thinks about it, and he's like,
What is that?
I don't know.
Cisgender.
Okay, well, transgender then we'll say. I don't know. It was someone who's
Transformers, robots in disguise.
Just very,
interesting.
just very like unknown, basically. Like very like we do not know. He was talking to an
Yeah,
someone.
and
Someone.
yes, they, and yeah, I just thought that was interesting. His response to her, it was very thorough. But
I do like that he's young. I think it's great
Yeah.
that
we don't need anyone over 60 for him.
right. So someone young, I do think that would be appealing.
Mm-hmm.
But the idea of the United States of America having a president that's Indian
Yeah.
doesn't, to me, it just doesn't make sense. Like, it's not reflective of, like,
Well, you know, I like to interject with reality in that all this is bull, and the fact that all the presidents are related literally is why all this is junk. Like, you know, got the U.S. family tree here. You already know I'm gonna put a photo up on here, but they're all cousins except for two of them. Obama talked about him being the eighth cousin of Bush on the Jimmy Fallon show, I want to say. And he tried to sidestep it, you know. And so, yeah, all this is a charade, and, you know, y'all have fun with this conversation.
and I believe what you're saying. I like to talk
Yeah.
about it hypothetically because I'm like, well, if we're, it's like a game. Like, we know it's a game, but, like, who's going to win the game?
Ooh, how's it gonna play out? I do think it will be interesting that there's supposed to be a government shutdown. I think it's I don't know, like right now, this next year, we're gonna see some crazy stuff happen.
I didn't know. I've never heard this news
Crazy
about
events.
government shutdown. What do they mean by that? They're saying, like, pause on.
You know this has happened in like the last 3
Mhm.
years, right? We've had a government shutdown. In the
Yeah.
last,
It normally it means that they're basically not passing anything or denying anything. They're at a standstill. They're not passing legislation. They're not amending anything.
Right.
That's what it means?
It's per CNN. A chaotic week on Capitol Hill yielding no serious progress as Congress stares down a spending deadline at the end of the month, with lawmakers acknowledging a government shutdown is not only possible at this point, but may soon be inevitable. So it looks like it's in regards to the fiscal policy, monetary policy, like should they raise the debt ceiling and
Yeah,
stuff
going
like
back
that.
to basically debt ceiling stuff.
Yeah, it's like dadgummit. And I see a mention here of defense spending bill, which this is the kind of stuff. It's like y'all are arguing over whether we should continue to be a military industrial complex and just furthering this agenda. It's part of the whole agenda, but
They're basically
it's just more-
they're just all sitting around a table just disagreeing. Like they can't agree on the things that are important, which is why they need to have why there's going to be a shutdown.
yeah.
And honestly, I'm gonna have Brandon put this up here, but this is a good book if you guys really want to get into like understanding Brandon's perspective. Totally. It's called Silent Weapons for Quiet Wars. It's a book that I've recently picked back up, but it's talking about ever since the introduction of atomic energy and also televisions, and how the Rockefellers and how Yale and Harvard and like a couple other major institutions started to actually really study how to socially engineer a society, how to like program people, and also start executing on it. And it was really around, it was like 47 through 49, 52, around that time, where we see the introduction of like the first a huge computer, something that can compute, but be able to like do analysis on how to get people to basically be programmed. And then you see like 20 years, 30 years later, the introduction of different sorts of news, whether it's like, Fox News or like, CNN, like just how to program people. So,
Curious.
Silent Weapons for Quiet Wars. It's a great book, and it's actually a copy of some top secret documents that were found by this employee of IBM back in the day. So yeah, that's just that. Good source for people. In more humanitarian news, we see the refugee crisis going on all over the world, but mainly in New York City.
Yes, there have been reports that about 100,000 refugees have entered the city of New York City since 2022.
Wow.
So in the past year, I guess almost now 2 years, over 100,000 people are there, and the issue is that they don't have the capacity to house and keep all these people pretty much fed and off the streets. And the people that are being suffering the most, of course, are men, because the first in for every shelter, and the policy behind that is normally women and children first, men last.
Yeah.
So families are being separated, and people are choosing the state of New York because they have certain laws about shelter, and the need for shelter because of the weather there. So you don't see a bunch of refugees showing up in other places because they're not obligated to house them by law, but in New York they are. And so it's actually very sad what's happening. There was recently a bill passed. The Biden administration passed some amount of spend in an effort to support the refugee crisis. But it's one of those things where when you don't hear about it for a while, you almost think like it's not going on.
Yeah.
So all the things that have been going on at the southern borders of Mexico are still going on. Like kids are still being kept in cages. People are still fleeing, war and all kind of things. Like these things are still going on. It's just not as heavily covered as it once was.
Yeah, it's In my opinion, it's kind of like a self-created problem. Because these refugees are coming from war-torn countries that likely were infiltrated by the United States, so they're coming here. And, I mean, New York is already packed enough, you know what I mean? Like, you got freaking almost 10 million people on one little island.
Right.
It doesn't make
Which
any
is
sense.
slowly sinking, by the way.
Yeah, literally, like, it's literally an island, so. It's just part of the, it's just reaping what you sow, honestly. So, it is unfortunate that people are having to go through that. First off, you know, being displaced from their homes by, you know, war, conflict over, you know, interests that are.
And then some people are also
Not
being
feasible.
displaced due to weather too. So like flooding and things like are also causing. And then some people are having like some places are having all of it at once. Like Haiti, for example. If it's not physical like war, killing and death, it's flooding and earthquakes that are killing people.
Yeah.
Like there's no really a lot of access to aid, and people seem to not to be basically turning a blind eye to what's going on. What is that? Aid?
No, HARP is the weather control stations that we have all over the world. You can literally Google Maps them. And so, you know, Nikola Tesla's earthquake machine. Let's just say even a lot of the locals are hit, but it's most likely not acts of the Most High, but the government actually doing things to destabilize. Ever since Haiti won, it helped us get out of the Civil War. Fought with us to help us get, you know, our rights and stuff. You know, a lot of unnatural things have been happening to them. So, yeah. I mean, we know about the president, you know.
Assassination.
Yeah.
Come on, yeah. So, yeah.
That's crazy.
Okay, the last current event I wanted to mention, because it's super relevant to probably literally every single person that could probably ever even hear this podcast. France bans iPhone 12 sales over radiation levels. Here's what to know, and this is from the Washington Post. A regulator in France asked this week that Apple stop selling iPhone 12s there after it said tests found that the device emits radiation levels exceeding European restrictions, giving fresh attention to old concerns about health and telephone usage. Now, this is concerning to me because, yes, we are on iPhone 15 now, but most of us had, like a lot of us had iPhone 12s. And this was never mentioned. I've never
11.
heard you're
Still
on 11.
on 11.
So,
Okay.
oh, really?
Look at you.
Maybe I have I don't even know which iPhone I have.
Yeah,
I might have a 12. I don't know. But, like, why has this never been said here in the United States? Do we have higher, like, do they allow more radiation here?
There have been studies.
We are a corporation. The United States is a corporation.
Yeah.
Like, it's like European levels, they're fine, like, we're fine with more radiation
The
than...
thing is
That's
that
scary.
there were qualms about the 5G towers already. Like the 5G the fact that they set it up in schools. Like, people don't understand this thing called radiation poisoning, which is why, you know, one of the quote-unquote conspiracy theories was that this whole pandemic situation was really just radiation poisoning a lot of different people were experiencing. Because the 5G tower map, how they started in Wuhan and spread about, is the same exact map as how the DIVOC, spell that backwards, spread about, right? It's literally the same
5G
map.
towers started in Wuhan?
Yeah.
Wow.
I never heard that.
Like they were like manufactured there, or like?
I didn't know
I'll
that
just
about
bring
5G
it up.
towers.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
Yeah, I hadn't.
But it
So
doesn't surprise me because China makes everything.
Right.
So I mean, yeah. So it's a thing where it's like radiation poisoning. The thing. Look, let me. I'm gonna just give y'all some life-saving advice.
Please.
Shungite. Okay. Now, no, we're not a people who worship stones and crystals, right? But the Most High can reveal to you the use for these things. Shungite, which I have on my wrist, and stickers on my phone, repels EMF radiation. I actually have a radiation meter. It might be in my car, or it might be in my bug out bag. But, you know, you can measure radiation, you know. And, you know, I mean, people have been even measuring the radiation off of the DIVOC tests.
Oh yeah,
You know?
Yeah, like, you know, like,
Oh wow.
yeah, I mean, you know,
That's the test.
yeah, so ever since I measured radiation off my microwave, I stopped using my microwave. I've been using the oven for over a year now.
Mm-hmm. That's how my parents are.
And yeah, when you consume radiation and it's like you even just wearing those Apple AirPods, you're sending radiation from one AirPod to the other straight through your brain.
Ooh.
You know?
Don't tell me that.
I do use them joints.
I use them.
They come
You
in.
already know. Let me tell you straight up: save life or just choose to die. You know. But no, for real though.
They are magnetic, which is very interesting.
Yeah. So you know, radiation is
What about just
very
one side?
bad.
Yeah, I wish I could like measure if I was losing brain cells behind this.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look, I'm gonna say, yo, we're honestly always like, just because of Wi-Fi alone, like if you could actually see radiation, we literally see colors and lines and streaks everywhere.
Yeah.
You know,
Sadly.
and so.
That's insane.
Yeah, man, our phones have been cooking us. I actually don't. I always am on speakerphone. I don't hold the phone up to my head like this, like very rarely, you know. So,
Words of the wise.
hey man, just educate yourself. That's all. Do your own research. Don't believe in nothing I said. Go research for yourself.
Yeah, and this is for sure not a conspiracy at this point. I mean, they're actually reporting on this at the Washington Post.
They were reporting on this in 2020. There's been reports about this on phones for
Yeah.
years. It's just not
I've seen it.
mainstream.
Yeah. I saw a video of especially when your phone is charging. Like, do not sleep with your phone charging near your head. Like, that's
Yes.
dangerous for
Yes. Yes.
And also, like, why you need it right near you? Because if your alarm's going off, like, you should get out of bed type stuff. But
People want to hear their
That's
text
a miserable
messages.
way to get out of bed, though. I can't lie. Like the alarm just like continuously ringing until you physically walk across. Like, but it's worth it though. Again,
Yeah,
saving our lives.
yeah,
It's a
saving our
little-
lives. Yeah. And also, turn off your phones at night. Just turn them off.
Turn it off.
Yeah, like it helps out with like malware and like also like, you know, bad faith actors like trying to get access to your stuff. Like turn it off at least for 5 minutes every day.
Here's another cheat code.
Yeah.
Faraday bags.
Faraday bags, yes.
Okay, if you don't want to be tracked for whatever reason, turn off your phone, put it in a Faraday bag, and you're good to go.
I love how you have that just right there handy.
Oh yeah, I gotta keep stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay, let's
Got
get
that
into our
bolo.
topic.
All right.
So this week we decided that we wanted to talk about this ongoing war on nature. At first, when we brought it up, we're like, okay, the war on the natural woman, the natural man. But I think we kind of all agree that there is a war on nature overall in general.
Yeah.
It's interesting because when you look at the origins of like kind of like a lot of European societies, they originate with out of like nature worship, worshiping nature, worshiping trees, things like that, right? But now you see this evolution of fallen angel knowledge or technology, quote unquote, right, coming to a head, and now it's kind of like, well, it's a war on nature, for real. So yeah, man, so like I think a good example of how to get into this type of war on nature, like we already know what they're trying to teach kids in schools. We already know, I mean, today, I think you can agree, Elijah, to just compliment a lot of just, our own black women. Oh, I think you look the most beautiful natural. Is an insult.
Yeah.
Like, how dare you not dig my weave and my clown
My birthday
makeup face? It's like, come on, like, you know what I mean? Like,
People are spending good money for that weave and that birthday makeup.
But it's like
and the claw nails and the look at Glorilla, look at
City Girls.
Look at City Girls.
Sexy Red is
Sexy Red. Oh my gosh.
And isn't there like a male woman too? Like he's very popular. Santana maybe or something.
That's the big.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Or Bad
Lord have mercy.
Bunny.
There's a crazy war on nature, and it's like,
What's wrong with Bad Bunny?
Huh?
What's wrong with Bad
that's the
Bunny?
light skinned guy.
Bad Bunny be kissing dudes and wearing the makeup and come on, he's done all those antics.
I didn't know that. But still, yes.
It's a whole little Nas X agenda kind of.
Yeah.
Too.
I do hate that beauty standard. Like as far as I'm
unnatural.
I am a kind of anti-vanity kind of girl. I think that all women would benefit from kind of going back to a natural way of being and doing things.
You take too long in the bathroom, bro. I'm tired of being late everywhere.
And it's just they're draining our pockets, women. Let's like stand up against this. All these
The maintenance.
Korean beauty supply stores in every hood. They're just like literally.
You look like Mr. Snuffleupagus with those
only way
eyelashes,
to keep
bro.
this up-
You look like Mr. Snuffleupagus from Sesame Street with these eyelashes, bro. I'm tired.
No, I'm tired too.
I want to look in your pupils when I talk to you.
Right.
I don't want to have to look underneath your
I'll be
eyelash.
honest, like my eyes like start to water when I look at women with like those 18s or those 20 inch lashes. I'm like, bro, this is OD. It's OD. But it goes back to Fallen Angel teaching
Cancel
women
us.
about teaching women about the eye makeup, about the eyelashes. But then
No, I'm gonna read the verse.
But we don't have to go so far with it though.
yeah. Let's get back on topic.
What do you
on
think?
nature,
What
you know?
would it
It's
look like
well,
if every
well,
single woman was in a 1,000,000% natural
Well,
state at all
no.
times?
I think
this is the perfect
our
verse.
understanding-
I think that
this is the perfect verse to
the
set
world
up
would look different.
for this war nature.
The world would look real different.
Enoch 8:1. Moreover, Azazel, one of the chief fallen angels, taught men to make swords, knives, shields, breastplates, the fabrication of mirrors, the workmanship of bracelets and ornaments. These are painted, beautifying with the eyebrows, stones of valuable in every select kind, and also to die so that the world became altered. And then it continues. So
So the world became altered?
altered, yes.
The world became altered?
Yes, it's so that the world became
wow.
altered.
That's
Right.
interesting.
Impurity increased, fornication multiplied, and they transgressed and corrupted all the ways.
Mhm.
Amazarak taught all the sorcerers and dividers of roots. This is where it's you can kind of get into the way giants might have been created. There's a growth hormone that you can take out of plants.
Mhm.
Some kind of gene editing could have been done to create, these race of giants, right?
Yeah.
And it's not technically sex, right?
Mhm.
Armors taught the solution of sorcery, Baccarat observed the stars, Akabayel signs, Tamiel taught astronomy, Azrael taught the motion of the moon. Men being destroyed cried out and their voice reached to heaven. And so it's really manipulation, right? Manipulation equals witchcraft in a sense, right?
Yeah,
And so-
confusion,
Right,
basically.
right, and so there's a war in nature, right? Everything is about manipulation, witchcraft. You even got some who go so far to say like weed is, witchcraft, right? Smoking it, is manipulation, right? Or repent most high if if that's the case, So what's
When I think about the war on nature, the reason I wanted to talk about this is because that's what I consider the transgender movement to be. So
Transformers, humans in disguise.
the entire movement is super demeaning to natural womanhood. You cannot wear womanhood as a costume. You cannot, just as much as I couldn't paint my face and say that I'm another race because that is disgusting and super disrespectful. So is throwing on lipstick and talking in a weird way and saying you're a woman. That is the utmost disrespectful way to, it's like a caricature. And then for some reason, these caricatures always want to be black women. And I really despise that.
What's the term the medical industry wanted to call the JJs now? Like the fun box or something like that?
Are you serious?
I don't know.
A fun box?
No, I might have that wrong, but it's
Lord
something.
have mercy.
It's something box or something. It's something, but
So
they want to
they
now want to say cis women.
Yeah,
you
like
know.
a term as if like it's not a defined thing. Like any
birthing.
Birth box?
No, there's also another term that was floating around where instead of using the word mother or mom, birthing person.
Yeah.
Like to not offend the alphabet community. And it's just like, bro, like, even the Bible says let, the wicked or others do their thing, right? But now when you start to impose on other people's life and how other people have to talk, how other people have to warp their perspective to fit your life, and now I have to come with all these different pronouns. Now it's a thing where this isn't just y'all living y'all life and doing what y'all want to do.
Right.
Now you're imposing
societal standards.
other people.
Yeah, it's. I think it's like this war on nature is really just the.
Most High, don't let YouTube take this down.
Yeah,
Okay.
please. It's like I think it's really just a part of the Antichrist system agenda.
Yes.
You know, and
That's
like,
what I was gonna say.
and I think it's like, okay, yes, the transgender movement totally Antichrist because I mean it talks about in Daniel how he's not gonna like male nor female, and we're probably not gonna be able to tell what it is, but like it's not only transgender, but also I think about like just how we can't even get like natural seeds unless Monsanto made them. You know what I mean? So it's like that's nature. And then also you got the transgender movement, and then you've got like just the removal of like literally being able to have your own land, you know, or like just moving people towards cities. And like
Atlanta is ever expanding.
yeah, it's wait till we see these 15-minute smart cities, you know, getting
What?
introduced. But
Transhumanism agenda,
yeah, that's a big one too.
which is really Baphomet agenda. All this is Baphomet. If you look up what Baphomet is.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with what you were
Oh,
kind
wait,
of going into.
were you still on a roll?
No.
My bad. Okay.
No, but it's all part of the Antichrist agenda to get people as far away as possible from the Most High's initial design for His creation. You know, and of course I'm gonna throw like even like women not being like natural, whether it's like Botox or like too much makeup or weaves and all that kind of stuff. But I'm trying to find a way to think about men. I don't know too many men that get implants and stuff like that. But
a lot of men are getting wigs now.
Yeah.
And extensions for
Stuff
braids.
for their
yes,
hairline.
I have seen that. I'm like, bro, just don't do it.
Just get old, man. It's cool.
It's okay.
It's fine to get old. I agree.
Yeah.
I was agreeing with where you were going with the agenda for the Antichrist. I could believe that is how he will be ushered in through an unnatural birth. So I think that they will get to a point where they give natural men the ability to carry an artificial womb and birth a human live child.
Well,
and I believe that may be how the Antichrist is ushered in.
They already have like centers where they are creating like artificial wombs where babies are actually being grown.
And that just like literally could bring tears to my eyes if I think about it for too long, because I feel like while they're saying to us, we've made so much progress in women's rights, and there's so many that women have so many more rights and have so much more respect around the world because of all this progress that you've made, and then you're also at the same time creating a replacement for a natural woman. Yeah. So really, this is worse than any progress known to man.
Yeah.
Like, you're taking away our literal function. A lot of women actually live for that. Like, their purpose in life was to bring life into this world, and that's one of the things that they are the most proud of on this planet. Like, this is the biggest thing that they will get to do in their lifetime. Yeah. So to take that away from women and just say, oh, we can just replace you guys with machines, or oh, men don't need wives, they can just do this, or we can have robots to have sex with. Like, women are replaceable.
Well,
it really breaks my heart.
Virtually, if women disappeared off of the face of the earth, virtually, it might not be literal yet, but virtually, because we have artificial wombs, humanity might be able to go for a couple of generations because of artificial wombs.
That's such a
all
scary
you need is semen, right? And I don't think what the most annoying thing about it is, we know black people are used to push these agendas, more than anything, and especially black women. But black women don't realize, hey, you feel like you're getting all these opportunities, being at the forefront of feminism, being at the forefront of the alphabet community, being at the forefront of all of this, but you actually might be aiding your own extinction, right? Like, you really might be aiding your own extinction. And this is an Instagram cut, low key. Nah, but
go ahead.
But seriously, like, you should be mad the fact that they have artificial wombs. Don't let the pretty packaging and marketing, oh, you might be able to choose your baby's eye color and all that. The very fact it's not in your body, there's not going to be that natural oxytocin bond that birthing brings that actually emotionally and spiritually connects you to that child. Because it's grown up in a artificial womb. Like,
You're not my mom.
and think, will these humans? I mean, it's almost it might be on a similar part as cloning almost.
Yeah.
Will these humans have natural? We've seen clips of people freeze on television, like famous people like they're glitching,
Like Mitch McConnell.
like are they real people, right? These artificial birth, are they natural?
Are they human? Are they
even humans?
human?
Yeah, can you consider do they have a real soul?
Yeah.
Or are they really just a biological robot? That's able to imitate human things the same way AI robots are now learning to imitate.
I have something rated R to say.
Go for it.
Come on now.
So if children are watching, this is rated R.
Just don't say no bad words, but go for it.
Yeah. So what comes to mind when I think about the war on the natural man is lesbianism and women's use of sex toys. So you cannot replace you can't replace the male sex part. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
You can't replace a penis. You can't replace a penis.
Women are encouraging each other to replace what's natural with odd and strange toys and committing sodomy, and to me, a form of infidelity. If you're a married woman doing this, if you're not, you're committing sodomy. And
those
it's as
red
if
roses
you can
apparently
easily
emit a lot of
replace a
radiation
man.
too.
You cannot replace the physical contact of having a man. So when two women because I see it all the time. I was out and about last night with friends. I saw quite a few lesbian couples.
No wonder
and I just have a really hard time.
Listen, no wonder she had to meet at 12 and not 11.
I really had to drag myself out the bed this morning. I just have a really hard time thinking that these women are truly satisfied with playing around with strange toys as opposed to having a true, genuine sexual connection. Because you want a man. That's why you like this weird toy. That's what you want. That's what you want to be penetrated.
It's just a thing of not having the patience to go through becoming the type of woman you need to be for the type of man that you want. And that's just really what it is. I mean, even men, we not supposed to be masturbating. We shouldn't be using our hands, right? That red rose, whatever, a lot of ladies y'all use that does some issues to y'all. A lot of radiation comes off of that. That was actually a viral post going around on Facebook about that. And so, I mean, yeah, man, it literally goes into all these different branches of war on nature, right?
People are lonely.
Me telling people today, you have blood issues, you have heart issues, you have clot issues, whatever. Go walk on the grass. Sounds crazy to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's rather than taking the whatever medication they are to get them from day to day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just yeah.
And then we're replacing genuine connection with one another to
just text.
Internet connection. So for example, we have this big high school rivalry football game that would occur, once a year or whatever. Each year it'd be 1 year it'd be at our school, the next year it'd be at their school, and it was a huge deal. All the parents would come out, all the kids would come out, the game would be packed out, and everyone would be in their attire, and we had so much fun with this. My brother went to the game, and he was like, it's nothing like that anymore. Half of the students don't even know the athletes that they're cheering for really. They don't really know each other like we did in high school.
Yeah.
So he was like, there's quite a few players on this team that he believes are going to go to the NFL, but their own classmates and stuff really don't know them like that for real.
Oh, wow.
When I was in high school, we all knew who the top athletes were. We're out there cheering for them by name, and we all know each other, and we can't wait to get behind this thing. It's just not the same because all the kids are on their phones and stuff. They don't even have the same relationship with one another in that high school experience of all coming together behind something.
Yeah.
That's kind of that to me. That's the natural way that people like to congregate. People like to get behind something together.
Yeah.
So when you replace that natural connection with things on the phone and virtual connections and games, and that's how they choose to connect with one another instead of in a natural way, you get the social awkwardness, you get the loneliness, depression, suicide rates, and all that's going on in the schools.
It's all this so-called progress has clearly set our society back in various areas, as we just mentioned with this, with the different branches of the war on nature. I think it's really not progress. We're becoming a lot more isolated as people with social media, with the internet, with everyone just like, it's either you're right or you're left. You know what I mean? And not necessarily like, you know, how we communicate and like the people that you know communicate, but like when you see someone just visually like, oh, they have on a red hat, oh, it's a Trump hat, oh, wait a second, they're right wing or whatever, you know. So it's like,
so you put it in your head like, I don't want to know this person.
Yeah,
I already know about them.
You don't, and you also don't even like, even my experience yesterday with like the Hebrew Israelites, like I was like, you know, trying to have like a conversation with them, but they just didn't want to have a conversation. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe because they were just in shout mode, you know, whatever. But it's like, we can't ever lose the element of being human and having like genuine like conversations and interactions, and that's really what the elites want to get away from as much as possible. Like they want us all to be indoctrinated in social media and in the media and like in our own places. Like when you think about that Black Mirror episode, when that dude and his other homie, like they just would meet up in the game and they started having like relationships in there.
Mm-hmm.
I believe in that episode, like everyone was in their own room, which was like just like, it reminds me of 1984, like when you're just in your room by yourself and then you got the TV here and then you may see someone like at work, but it's just like, it's all part of a procedure. So like we need the human connection. We literally do. Yeah. So that's why we're seeing all these.
I mean, even plants grow better when they are together. So like, for example, I know my plants like to be next to each other. They grow better that way. So I try and put them next to each other. Like humans don't do well alone. I don't care if you say it's a personality thing. Some people say they prefer loneliness or whatever. So, yes, to a certain extent, but as humans, we're not meant to be alone. We're meant to live in colonies. We're meant to be amongst each other. That's the way nature works.
Yeah.
Cult versus culture.
Imagine having 1 million bees in individual jars. No, bees are workers. They like to work together and accomplish things. Like they would die.
And that's kind of what a lot of the agenda behind the pandemic was, the whole 6 feet apart thing, the whole stay in your homes, the whole wear a mask and not see people's faces or their smile at you. That really actually severed a lot of natural connection out of people. And I experienced social awkwardness as well when I came back into society, like just being around people, being, you know, whoop, you know. Now I was still outside. Like I even went to Africa during the whole pandemic, but it's just I was already somewhat of a loner and really enjoyed my own space, but I really became that person to where like, oh, I really got to take people in doses.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Like I can't even. Too much of your energy is just like annoying to me, and I want to go back to my cave. Like I dealt with that a little bit. But thankfully, you know, Most High, you know, brought me towards two congregations and met people who's also in the truth, and you know that kind of started to maybe heal some of those natural severances and bonds. You know, but I mean, yeah, man, there's just so many different agendas happening, and convenience isn't wrong, which a lot of the kind of unnatural and technological advances do provide convenience. But a person has to look inside himself and see, okay, how much am I going towards this convenience, and how much is it taking away from me from being a self-sustainable human being? The fact that most of us can't grow our own food, don't know how to find a water source, like the fact that we're so severed from nature, it's going to be very easy for the government to control the majority of us when things really, you know, start going.
Yeah.
Like we're about to have shutdowns coming in, apparently, right? So it's just a thing of like, you know, we gonna see, you know.
Yeah. It's like we came from hunters and gatherers, and now we're shoppers.
Shoppers and consumers.
I will say that humanity does always keep this level of resilience.
Oh yeah.
In that, especially for our people, like you see a lot more of us going back into that natural place. Now, I would say in the last decade than what it looked like in the 70s, or there was a time where it was a thing to be a hippie or whatever. But just as much as they are having this war on nature and they're taking away natural things and making it harder to access natural things, there's also this group of us that are like fully running in that direction at the same time, like all kind of waking up and wanting that.
Yeah.
So I think both it kind of does offset. Like I think people are aware of this. This isn't like some kind of secret. There's a lot of people who are going back to the natural birthing processes, and they're using doulas and midwives instead of the hospital, because it went from like, oh, we'll give you an epidural, you stay overnight, blah blah blah, to now when a woman is pregnant, she knows her delivery date because they induce almost every woman. They don't let your body do the natural process. And then you go in the hospital, they give you 1,000,001 wristbands, and they put all these little wristbands on the baby. And when you ask the woman, because I've had this experience, I'm like, so what are these wristbands for? And what did they put on the baby? Oh, well, these are just different shots that they gave me, and then these are things that they gave the baby. And she just doesn't know what all this is even for.
Oh, wow.
So, like, for that reason, there's a lot more women that are going back to those things. So I think that we do have the ability to kind of, like, resist
To add
this
to
war
that,
on nature.
Yeah, to add to that, even though European society or Western society kind of has a chokehold on the world, we do got to realize African descendants still make up the majority of human beings on this planet.
Yeah.
So while, statistically European society is on the downtrend as far as their population, so there's always going to be that element of people who are more connected to nature around.
Right.
Like Amazon forests, uncontacted tribes, people in Africa, a lot of them do want to be kind of like America, but we see a lot of them severing ties, so it's just the thing, there's always going to be that, we, of course, most of us, we just have to really just tap into the Most High in His ways, in conjunction with that, Being attached to nature ain't gonna save you, but it will put you in a better position, than people who aren't. Yeah. Especially when more shutdowns and lockdowns and freedoms get taken away.
So.
Yeah, man. Oof. That was a mouthful.
That was a good time.
We went on in that.
Yeah, that's something I'm passionate about right there.
Yeah.
We kind of jumped around a lot, but I think we got some really good, made some good points. So.
Okay. So we wrote down an alternative thought to speak about. It's kind of a current event, but they actually, so over in Mexico, apparently there was some sort of hearing, some sort of evidence presented about an alien/extraterrestrial being, and they have the corpses of these, and they've released photos, and they're doing videos, and they're showing the body. And this is the first time, of course they've been saying, we've spotted UFOs, there's other beings here, but this is the first time they've actually released footage and said that we found this thing and this is what it looks like. What do y'all think about that? Did y'all see the pictures of the little alien man that they've told us they found?
I don't know. It's probably not even real, but I don't know. That I think that it could be real, it could not be. I don't know. But like I think that the reason for doing it is just to prepare us for like more alien types of encounters, sort of say.
I saw a tweet that said, if y'all don't get this paper mache project out of here.
Yeah.
Because it is a funny looking thing, and it's like, so y'all just gonna create a sculpture.
Yeah.
Throw it in a box.
In a box, yeah.
On top of a nice looking fabric, and tell us that this is an extraterrestrial being that's been spotted. Did y'all kill it?
Yeah.
Or did y'all find it dead?
Yeah.
Let me know, because it looks dried out.
Yeah, I think this is all. I think the plan is working for them, desensitizing us.
Yeah.
We become desensitized to the idea of extraterrestrials, or the forces that are non-human that are around. So when the actual real thing happens, there isn't a big reaction or pushback or whatever. You know what I mean? I mean, when the y'all might have heard, but the Mexican president came out, talking about how lizard people and stuff like that, fortunately I couldn't find a translated version of what he said. I had to read stuff, but or when the whole government, whatever, came out and released all these files about UFOs and extraterrestrials.
Yeah,
People didn't bat an eye for real, so it's just like I think it's becoming like old news to a lot of people. Me still, based off of Aleister Crowley's drawing of that demon that manifested through his rituals, I still believe that they're really just disembodied souls of the Nephilim, the demons.
But if that is true, then why do they have a body? Because when I think of that, I think these are like spirits.
It's but the thing is, like we said, it might most likely be fake. Look, okay, so here's an interesting thing. I watched that season of American Horror Story where it was literally talking about lizard people in the presidency and all of that stuff.
I watched that season.
And there was a scene where they had the body of a gray, right, of the alien, but then they opened the body and it was empty. It was completely empty. There was nothing in it, right? To me, I immediately thought this is a subliminal message to say that these things don't actually have physical bodies. You know what I mean? Yeah. That they're actually, it's like a subliminal message, an empty. You know what I mean? Yeah. But they want people to think that these are just some beings and not actual spirits. They want to cut out the idea of the spiritual realm and put the label of aliens from other planets and extraterrestrials.
Yeah.
And so that's how I really look at it. Because here's the thing: when you look at the skulls of giants, right, that are found all over the world, they actually look the same as these grays. They're elongated skulls. Some of them having 2, 3, 1 eyes. You know what I mean? The same eye socket shape a lot of the times, right? So I believe a lot of these giant skulls and bones are real. But when they're talking about the grays and the aliens, I really just think they're just trying to desensitize people to the spiritual realm and not realize that those are actually just.
But that suggests that they are controlling everything. So that means that they would, first they would give us a fake version of alien that they found, and then next would be more evidence of like real aliens. So are we saying that we think that they would somehow release something to make us think it's aliens, or they're unable to stop the fact that beings are presenting themselves? They can't stop it, so all they can do is try to get ahead of it.
The concept of aliens goes into the infinite universe agenda. If aliens are real or infinite universe is real, then the Bible or God can't exist.
Right.
You see what I mean? Like it's like make science God, and what science says is real versus what the word says. But the thing is, it's so easy to still look at other ancient civilizations and see Babylon and the Anunnaki, Egypt and their animal gods, the Hindus and their hermaphrodite, animalistic gods, Rome, Greece, and then we got the Avengers in DC. They're all these ancient civilizations have said the same things, but the Israelites just have the opposite perspective. So it's a thing where it's like, it's like if you, that's why I always say, if you really want to just learn about these things, just do some ancient civilization research. Read some of the books that were taken out of the Bible. Then go look at what Egyptian hieroglyphs and this and that says. Don't look at what current society is putting out about these things. Mind you, these civilizations also have the same depiction of what Earth was. Right? If that's the real, then how could there be these extraterrestrials in infinite universes? These extraterrestrials, or whatever you want to call them, are really here with us. Or in the ocean. The ocean is outer space, for real.
Or Antarctica. But that's not what I'm about to say. And people, these are demons. But I think that the one thing is that they're preparing us for a larger deception of these introduction of extraterrestrials, and I could see where
Project Blue,
the leaders of the world interact with these so-called aliens, and they're like the aliens are telling us to do this. It's like they're putting it on a whole nother people, and I think that we'll see like aliens on TV. I think so. We'll see aliens on TV, and I don't know if we'll ever see them
on
like
TV. Like wow, how? Because I mean, technically,
Like,
I've
not-
seen that one on TV.
yeah, like that. I mean, they obviously wouldn't speak, but like maybe just there, just so like people would think like, oh wow, they're actually like they're really here. I don't think that they're gonna be real necessarily, you know, but it's all part of the show. I think that it'll further the agenda that we're talking about with we should create 15-minute cities. We need to have a digital currency so we can track everyone. We need to have like, you know, we don't need all these natural food sources, other things like that. I don't know. I think it's just preparation for that the alien deception and getting people away from their religions.
Yeah, I mean, this is not conspiracy theory. This is a fact. Everybody can look up the 1954 Greada Treaty, where President Eisenhower formed a treaty with aliens. Okay, 1954 Greada Treaty. President Eisenhower formed a treaty with aliens at the Holloman AFB on the 1954 Greada Treaty. The Eisenhower administration bypasses the U.S. Constitution to form a pact with alien races. In exchange for advanced technology, the aliens would be allowed to make experiments on life, stocks, minerals, and a small group of humans. While elements that would possibly have inspired the X-Files TV series, the likely event has to play with the imaginations of thousands of people. So it just, it goes on and on. This is timefordisclosure.com. There's some actual credible sources on this. And you can actually look up, I think, copies of this treaty as well. Oh yeah, for sure.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But there's actually real pacts the government has formed.
Yeah.
That whole American Horror Story season was based around that.
I'm not to watch this.
No, that season was entertaining.
Really?
This is where they had the Antichrist, right? That was the end of it.
So no, this one it was like black. They had Marilyn Monroe was in it. J.F. Kennedy was in it. There was like alien people in the government.
Yeah.
And next, at the very end of the movie, it was this baby born with black eyes.
Oh, and then I think the next season after that, it becomes the apocalypse, end of the world. Everyone's doing normal stuff. There are hair salons and stuff, and then all of a sudden it's the end
They
of the
were
world.
combining
All the
humans
rich
with
go
alien
underground,
DNA.
and then the Antichrist becomes an adult in
Oh,
the
wow.
show.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is insane.
Yes.
I've never
Mind
watched
you,
any
the
of that.
very first season of American Horror Story was such a play off of Adam and Eve situation, but the husband has sex with the wife, but the demon in the house has sex with her, and the demon eats the baby of the husband, and then the baby the demon baby is birthed, and then by the end of the season, the baby kills its babysitter,
Oh wow.
and
Which is really dark.
and so that's like literally
Really freaking dark.
yeah, no,
That's a horror story.
yeah.
So last thing I want to say about the alien thing is like the school of thought I'm leaning toward is that these beings are revealing themselves all around the world in places. The leaders are coming together to discuss how they're going to deal with this. So what they're thinking is, let's get ahead of this. Let's release our own little fake stuff so that everyone can be led to believe that we have some kind of plan of action, that we can somehow control this, when in reality they can't control. They can't control, spiritual beings entering our realm, like through these portals that they can't close and open. So they're like, we'll just get ahead of this, and we'll say, oh, we just found this one little one over here, and oh, well, there's this one over here, but we're monitoring it. And in real life, these beings are coming and going as they please and revealing themselves more and more every day.
Yeah. You were definitely right on the portals being open. CERN.
And then there's people who are sitting there purposely opening portals. How many people are in their basement trying to open portals? They really open it like Stranger Things, and then something comes through the portal that they can't reverse.
I mean,
And they don't tell anyone. That thing just runs off.
with a Ouija board, that's a portal.
Yeah.
You
You
doing
looking
a
at cells.
seance or necromancy or trying to contact the dead. even watching certain horror movies where they do rituals and you're participating in the opening of a portal. Heck, like the movie Lake Lanier is about to come out today, actually.
There's a
Or
movie.
tomorrow, yeah. And a lot of people believe there's a portal at Lake Lanier, which is why people keep going missing there.
That makes sense.
You know.
They drown.
Oh yeah, that movie just came out or coming out today.
I low-key want to see that.
I'm gonna watch it.
I think I'm
But so it's just like, yeah.
'Cause I just learned about it when I moved down here.
Oh,
which is
Yeah,
so
for our
insane.
non-Atlanta,
People continue to go there.
for our
Yeah, like
non-Atlanta.
I know a woman that was like on a boat there. Like
I've
this summer.
had a
Yeah.
homie who swam out there. He felt like he was being pulled under. For people who don't know who Lake Lanier is, who's not from Atlanta, it's a lake that we have here in north of Atlanta, where a black town used to flourish. But
Burnt it down.
fold, and basically flooded it. I think a dam was broken or something, and the whole town perished in the water, and it's still there
The
underwater.
people died? I thought the people left and then they flooded it.
Oh, I could be wrong, but I do think people died. I could be wrong though.
Yeah, that could have
So yeah, people believe it's haunted now, right? Which is
Well, there's been a lot of drownings there.
yeah.
You know,
Well, and because there's things under the water,
Still
the
there.
explanation is that they're getting caught on stuff. So like you jump off the boat having fun, and then your foot gets caught on something, and you can't come back up, and then no one can find you because they're like they went underwater and just never came back up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But you're getting caught on old pieces of metal and bent stuff and
Ugh.
wiring and
Yeah.
like imagine your
Like
foot
a whole
getting
town.
wrapped up in electrical wiring that's been under there since
Yeah.
the 80s.
Yeah.
You only have so many minutes to free your foot before like you drown.
Yeah.
Like,
For your dirt nap. That's insane.
all right, let's hit on financial news.
Yeah.
To
Which
wrap it
kinda
all
really-
up. To wrap it all. Oh, what were you saying, man?
No, which
I was
ties
just gonna
into
say-
everything.
It really does tie into everything with literally everything that we talked about in this podcast. But Amazon has came out with, and this is honestly, I saw there's a YouTube clip of it, and I want to say it's like 2 or 3 years old. The Amazon Palm, which is also starting to be utilized in Whole Foods, which is owned by Amazon. But the Amazon Palm is essentially, it's a way that you can pay for goods and services and whatever with your palm. It's not like a chip or anything. You actually just like take a picture, I believe, of your palm, and you upload it to the app, of course, and then the app has your financial information, and you just swipe your hand over the register, and it reads it. You're able to pay for things like that.
That can't be good.
And yeah, no, not at all.
That can't be good.
Sounds like Revelation 13:16. But like, I think it's just telling to where things are headed. And I mean, in previous podcasts, I've mentioned that people literally are already chipping themselves with ways to pay for goods, and also chipping themselves to be able to get into their apartments and things like that. So now that it's getting kind of introduced at Whole Foods, like literally right now, it's telling you the times that we're living in. If you have like eyes to see what's going on. You guys got?
One way they've definitely warmed people up to the whole thing with the palm. So I have the Oculus VR headset,
Do you?
and it's so funny. You look basically really stupid. Like it's fun, but if
'Cause
you're
you're like
looking
this.
at somebody
Yeah.
play it, they look like idiots.
Yeah.
But there's a setting where you can actually scan your hands to use as controllers.
Oh, wow.
There's just a lot of different ways they've definitely, have warmed us up to this whole thing.
Yeah. I don't
You know what people like, well, they already have a social security number, you already have an ID, this, why not just what kind of control is it to do a palm like?
I hate
and
when
it's-
people say that.
And it's just like y'all
You're
like
throwing it,
we
you know?
understand that
It's obviously not the same.
our phones are listening to us and all this, and that they got all this information, but it's all to warm you up into something else. That is not the end goal. There is an end goal after that.
Yeah.
Do you really want technology in your body?
Yeah.
Like,
I hadn't heard of the Amazon Palm, but it makes sense that Amazon will roll this out just because of who Amazon is to this country. Amazon, them buying
Yeah.
Whole Foods was a big move. Like, they're just basically slowly taking larger and larger portions of the market share.
They're literally a monopoly, and people don't realize that. Like, of course, you can literally buy anything on Amazon. Now you can go to a grocery store, that's Amazon. But most people don't know that Amazon is in, like, they built the software for the CIA, the FBI. Like, most software servers are on AWS's platform.
I did not know that.
Yes. Like,
so they own a lot more things than what we know about. We know about their like obvious product, like Amazon. You can purchase almost anything on Amazon, but there's so many things we actually don't know that they own.
their servers is like, I would probably venture to say that more than 50% of at least private companies are on AWS, and then like even like a lot of government institutions utilize AWS for their service, which is like all the data.
Well,
They have a data monopoly. Them and Meta. But
speaking of Meta, I was gonna say Mark Zuckerberg was on the Joe Rogan podcast and speaking about Oculus. Yeah, he was. It's a very interesting interview. He got the opportunity to interview from like over 2 hours, and he mentioned what you're saying about the Oculus, and he said that at Meta they are working on a feature where you can move things only using your eyes and your mind, because he's saying in the future, if we want people using this for full scale, like anything you need, your arms will eventually get tired. He has said that on the podcast. He's like, no, I mean, there's only so many hours a day that you can like manually move your hands like this before like you can't get things done. So, or you can only do that. You can't drive and do that because you're doing this all day with your hands. So what we're envisioning at Meta is that you would be able to use your eyes and your mind to decide functions that you want to.
Eyes and mind, wow.
And so I was like, wow, that is a terrifying concept.
Yeah.
I have no idea how technology works and how they would build that out, but he stated that that's the future of the metaverse, and I still question, we've talked about the metaverse, but yeah, it's like, what are we going to use this stuff for?
Convenience.
Yeah, I mean, and obviously it's just information to be able to track what we're doing.
Yeah.
They'll be able to track us, y'all. Like, I mean, our phone is bad enough, like, so, I mean, to come into more of this is like, it's like a thing, there will be no such thing as off-grid for you. You know what I mean? Like, if you come to all this stuff. So, yeah, man, I won't be going to Whole Foods no more.
I think I bought a cake there one time.
I mean, I won't be doing the pay for your palm if they got cards, but I don't even go to Whole Foods like that.
Did you buy a cake at Whole Foods?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, I know.
I thought about it.
That was our plan, but
Yeah, it was for your birthday. It was like $27.
Yeah.
Not that you're not worth $27, but
I mean,
it was just like it was a big cake. It was a big cake.
It's cool. It's cool. They probably prayed incantations over it or something.
surely.
Let the Most High be your confidence.
Yes.
In these crazy times, as we are,
Just pray. Like, before you make your decision to just buy into certain things, just ask them, like, Most High, is this, is this something you want me to dive into,
Facts.
Or like, allow me a way out. Show me an out. Show me another way if you're being pressed. Or if it comes to that place where you almost feel like, okay, well, now I have to make a decision because I need to use my bank, or I need to make a decision because I need to pray for an out. That's what I was saying. Yeah, this is a great conversation today.
Great podcast. Yeah, man. Next time I probably shouldn't eat a full breakfast before, because boy, my itis was hitting me.
We almost lost you.
It's like, all right, Brandon.
She be chefing up for us, man. It'd be good stuff. Awesome. So, well, that is Kingdom Outkasts podcast, and we're out.
Shalom.
Peace.
Until next time.
Comment, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff.